World Bank's chief economist for South Asia, Franziska Ohnsorge. She has said that India has the highest revenue to GDP ratio among the emerging economies. She was talking to DD India, and Ohnsorge who was in New Delhi for the Kautilya Economic Conclave. She spoke about growth opportunities for India while also highlighting the importance of market access to other countries through various trade agreements. She spoke about the big opportunities in the services sector, in service exports as well as goods exports. Let's listen.
With us, we have a very special guest to talk about the economies of South Asia, the chief economist of World Bank for South Asia, Franziska Ohnsorge. Ma'am, thank you so much for speaking with us. You're here at the Kautilya Economic Conclave. What is your view on the conclave that's taking place in Delhi?
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. What is special about Kautilya is the breadth of views you hear. So you have a lot of Indian, very big voices in India, very credible and international voices from India, but you also have the experience from Asia, Japan, China, Korea. You have the experience from Europe, and it's fantastic to see them all compare notes, to see all these experiences come together.
Right. Ma'am, you have given a presentation here at Kautilya Economic Conclave about the economies and other things. So what is it about?
I take two examples of opportunities, not because they're the only ones, but because they're relevant to foreigners, because foreigners tend to want to invest in tradables. So services exports and goods exports. So first on services exports, something extraordinary is happening in computer services since the release of ChatGPT. Right. So there is clear evidence that at least the BPO sector is enthusiastically embracing artificial intelligence. We can see it in the job postings data. And that sector seems to be transforming. But at the same time, computer services exports have increased much faster than overall exports, so by 30% since the release of ChatGPT, whereas overall services exports have only increased by 10%, much less. So there seem to be real opportunities in services export emerging. And in a way, India is well placed to benefit from digital services, including AI, because the government readiness index by Oxford Insights is much higher. India scores much higher than the average emerging market and developing economy. Actually closer to an advanced economy, the average advanced economy, than the average emerging market. So that's one opportunity, services export. The other opportunity is in goods exports. Right. Trade agreements go far beyond tariffs. Tariffs are just the tip of the iceberg. They give market access. The UK agreement, that's already been agreed. The EU agreement, that's under discussion. Australia, Canada, perhaps the US. If all these agreements actually came through and increased market access, Indian manufacturers would have access to 50% of global GDP, comparable to Vietnam and Mexico. Right. So there's a real opportunity. If this materializes, this could transform India's manufacturing.
Ma'am, you have also worked and talked about revenue to total GDP ratio and how is it comparable to the international standard as well as South Asian standard? What do you have to say about that?
That is one commonality across South Asia. Yeah. That's revenue to GDP ratios are well below the emerging market and developing economy average. India's is actually the highest in South Asia, or one of the highest.
So that was Franziska Ohnsorge speaking to us about the Kautilya Economic Conclave, how the South Asian economies and in particular India can really take off with certain changes in the structure of the economy. With camera person Raj Diki, I'm Akshay Dungri, in India.